Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd, and I know, you all want recaps for Ninja Turtles. I was gonna put up comments of showing people who have asked for Ninja Turtle recaps, but I don't have to do that. I could just show you my entire feed of all my comments in almost every video I've made for the past few weeks, and you will see that over half of them is just, where are your Ninja Turtle recaps? Where are the TMNT recaps? I need them! I can't live on without them! Okay, you better put your money where your mouth is. I want my entire Twitter feed to be filled with retweets of this video. I want everybody to like it. You know what? I'm gonna wait right now. I'm gonna pause myself and wait for you to click the like button on this video because you want this so bad. I'm waiting. You do it? I'm gonna check later. I'm gonna call you out. I love Ninja Turtles. I hadn't forgotten about this show. I love the show. It's just that it came back at the time when I was in the middle of Rangerdom. There's one Power Rangers movie, at least for right now. I hope there's a second, but right now it's just one. There's 20 episodes coming up for Ninja Turtles. I think we're gonna be okay, and I have a feeling that there's gonna be a couple of breaks that are gonna happen with this show between now and the last episode, so I think we got some time. I still love you, Turtles. I just had to deal with Rangers and Smurfs and Riverdale, which apparently no one cared about. So here we go, Turtles, let's do this. Ninja Turtles came back with a brand new season and a brand new title, Tales of the TMNT. Instead of having one overarching story for the entire season, they're gonna have these little mini arcs of stories going on throughout the season. So we've already seen some previews to see that Usagi Yojimbo is gonna be coming, the return of Neutralizer and Mona Lisa. We may even get a little story of the Ninja Turtles as little babies. Dracula might be showing up. They might be doing something with the monsters, which would be cool because they had the Monster Ninja Turtle toy, so that'd be awesome if they did that. I thought it would be a good idea to do a recap for each arc because it would almost feel like a little mini movie. I even did a poll on Twitter asking if you'd be cool with that, and most people were like, yeah, do that instead. I'm cool with that. And then a couple episodes go by, and there's already my TMNT recaps. I'm just one guy. I'm not a machine. At least I don't think so. Let me check. I'm gonna do episode 1 and 2 in this video. I'm gonna do episode 3 and 4 in a future video. So season 4, of course, the end of that was just like, oh, you know, Splinter died, Shredder died. It was a really intense season, and it felt like a proper ending, but of course, Turtles got that one more season to go with this season, and it's pretty exciting so far. Before we even get into the show, let's talk about the new intro. I love this new intro. It's this really cool jazzy version of the theme song. I'm like, man, that's really cool. And this is the design of it. It kind of reminds me of the intro to Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I just referenced an anime. Can you believe that? Thanks, Adult Swim. But yeah, it kind of has a little bit of a Cowboy Bebop style intro to it, and you get like little sound bites from each of the turtles, and just the design of it was really cool. Like, even if you don't watch the show, watch that intro. It's a pretty cool intro. I really like that. And like I said, it's called Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This, of course, is a reference to the comic book series Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it makes sense to call it that because the comic books with that name are kind of in the same vein. They're taking the turtles and putting them in different adventures that aren't in their usual storyline. So it makes sense that this season is called the same thing. The turtles are chilling out. They found some new videotapes for their next show, Space Heroes and Next Generation. You know, they're kind of thinking everything's cool. You know, the Shredder is dead. They still miss Splinter. Leonardo is still able to see Splinter sometimes, which is kind of cool. Splinter's ghost will come up and talk to Leonardo. Everyone else doesn't see it yet. But you know, if I know anything from the 1990 movie, eventually they will see him. Everything seems fine, except they just noticed that there's a little bit more of a homeless population in the sewers. Come to find out, that ain't the homeless. That's a bunch of, what do they call them? Foot cultists? I was about to call them foot worshipers, but I don't think that's the term I should use. The foot cultists are these foot soldiers, but they have like big cloaks on, and they look like this. Like, that's how they look the entire time. I'm the great Cornholio. I need TV for my bungle. Led by Tiger Claw underground, and they are calling up this demon called Kavaxas. Turtles refer to him as Hothead, which is a reference to the toy Hothead that came out back in the 80s. Kavaxas is this Demodragon from the underworld who's gonna help Tiger Claw resurrect the villains that we lost from the past. So he first resurrects Razar. Razar comes back. So Razar was dead. When he went down that water, I was like, I think Razar is dead. He was. Of course, they want to resurrect the Shredder, but unlike Razar, who was whole, so it was easy to bring him back to life, Kavaxas can't bring Shredder back to life until they get all the pieces of him. So they have his body, but they need his mutant heart when he was Super Shredder, and they also need the Kuro Kubatu, which is the helmet that Shredder wears. I love Kavaxas, man. He's just this evil red dragon, and he's all nasty, and he breathes fire, and he sucks the life force out of people. He can just grab them by the face and pull a full Shang Tsung, just takes out their soul. Your soul is mine, you know? And he's voiced by Mark Hamill. It's the Joker in dragon form. I love it. He's all like, I'm Kavaxas. Oh, you have the scroll, so I guess you could control me. But of course, eventually, I'm going to figure out some way to break that seal and then rule this world. Oh, he doesn't do the Joker laugh, but I wish he did. Tiger Claw is controlling him by holding onto that seal, but Kavaxas, of course, is going to figure out a way to get out of that. It's straight up Enchantress from Suicide Squad, but hopefully done better. I was just hoping that Tiger Claw would just look at Kavaxas one time and just go get it, girl. The Turtles go looking for these foot cultists. It's funny because they use a tracking device, which is basically a mangled up Furby. Kind of cool because they used a Game Boy previously as a tracking device, and now they're using a Furby, and they find this underground lair with Tiger Claw. Tiger Claw still has his metal arm from the last fight. And then, of course, eventually the Turtles go up against Kavaxas, and they are no match for him. It's like, retreat, retreat! Kavaxas, though, notices old April O'Neil's psychic powers, her telepathic powers, and he's like, yes, I think I like that power, and I can take the power from others. I think we'll be meeting again, April O'Neil. He doesn't laugh like the Joker, but I keep wanting to add that. So like I said, they brought Razar back to life, but in order to bring Shredder back to life, they need his heart and they need the Kuro Kubatu. They assume that Karai has the helmet because anytime Shredder is out, Karai is usually the leader of the Foot Clan. But come to find out that Karai is actually having some internal Foot Clan problems because a new guy has come to town from her past that wants to take over the Foot Clan because he feels she is not worthy. And that guy happens to be Tatsu! You remember Tatsu from the Ninja Turtle movies? Shredder's second in command from the 1990 movie and the sequel? Yeah, Tatsu is in this series now, which is really cool. And it's a different kind of Tatsu. He looks like the guy from the movies. The only difference is this Tatsu is blind. Some people have even said that his blindness and his fighting style is reminiscent of the Daredevil character Stick. And in case you don't know, Turtles was kind of a parody slash satire of Daredevil. And the reason why Splinter is called Splinter is because of the character Stick. What's in a stick? Or what can you get from a stick? A splinter. Ha 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 ha. And now Tatsu is blind, like that character Stick. It's the circle of doing some parody without being copyright and getting sued. But anyway, Tatsu is blind in this version of Turtles. He thinks Karai is not worthy. He wants to take over the Foot. And Tatsu is awesome. When you see him fighting in this episode, it is so amazing. He can't see, so his other senses are heightened. So he can hear you coming from a mile away. As soon as you think you got him from behind the back, he's right there to stop you. He knows exactly where you are at all times. The only way that the Turtles and Karai and Shinigami are able to stop him is they have to use smoke bombs and sound to try to drown out his hearing and his feeling so that they can then sneak up on him, which they're able to do. He was just an amazing character. I loved his style. I loved everything about Tatsu. I was like, okay, this is awesome. If we don't have Shredder coming up until maybe later on if he gets resurrected, I'm totally fine with Tatsu being the leader of the Foot Clan. Tatsu is really awesome in this. And then they kill him. Kavaxas just shows up, goes, hey, Tatsu, come here for a second. Give me your hand. That's some good Tatsu. And Tatsu just lays down on the ground. And it's kind of graphic. Like, remember, this is a cartoon that airs on Nickelodeon at 9 o'clock in the morning that just showed a dude having his soul sucked out and his lifeless body falls down on the ground with his face like this. And now stay tuned for the Loud House in the Loud House in the Loud House. 1 boy, 10 girls. Wouldn't change it for the world. Oh man, and there's some straight up Ghostbuster references all up in these 2 episodes. And I have a feeling, I haven't seen the second 2, but I kind of feel like there's gonna be more to come. So there's at one point when they start talking about all these demons possibly coming from the underworld to Earth, Michelangelo has a dream sequence of himself dressed up like a Ghostbuster. He calls himself a Ghoulbuster, but he's holding something that looks totally like a proton pack. And then, when they can't find any information about Kavaxas on the internet, April goes to a bookstore to find an old book that talks about Kavaxas and what a Demodragon is. And the bookshop she comes from is Ray's Occult Bookshop, which is the same bookstore that Ray had in Ghostbusters 2. That's awesome. They keep trying so hard to combine Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters in this series. Can someone please? The real Ghostbusters just came out on Netflix. Can somebody work together here? Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon, Sony, Ghostbusters, can you just do something to make one animated special where the Turtles and the Ghostbusters are together? You don't know how many 80s and 90s kids you would make so happy. All those DVDs, people would buy DVDs again if you just made this one special. Can you do that for me, please? Please? We need it. Ghostbusters Ninja Turtle special. Make it happen. These are great episodes. I love this whole arc thing that they're doing with this show, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 2 episodes bring, because I think that closes off this specific arc, so I'm curious of how this goes. Is there anything I missed from these first couple of episodes? Were there any references or quotes or anything from these 2 episodes that you were like, I love that, I love what you did there, Turtles? Make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you will know when my Ninja Turtle recap show up, and also ring that bell so you can be notified of future videos that I make. Thank you everybody who watches my channel for Ninja Turtles, and a special thank you for those who watch my channel even if I'm not talking about Ninja Turtles, because you just like me being here and making videos for you. Alright, I'm done. I got Riverdale to watch. I love you like a play cousin. I'm 85,000 chain chomp yelp.